The quickest of podcasts today as we enter into the playoff weeks. Apologies that we have missed the usual schedule. I am quite a busy man, but we are here Saturday. It is the week before the playoffs, and oh my word, did we have a spicy finish to who potentially made it. But yeah, Skelton pulled it out of the bag and locked down that sixth place spot. Just to go through how I did results-wise, Connor, we all know Connor can't close. I think that's been well established by now. He's not a closer. He lost to me in what was frankly a piss poor game on both sides. Very worrying going into the playoffs where both your running backs don't really do very well. Nick Chubb with Deshaun Watson, not great. DeAndre Swift back to being injured. Probably even worse on the other side, where both of your starting running backs get injured, plus Deebo Samuel, one of your main wide receivers, also gets injured. Yeah, this was a tough game for two playoff contenders, and the points were really a lie because 33 from Evan Engram was really the difference there. Awful game. Let's not get too much into it. Matt put away Mark to solidify fifth place, I believe, or fourth place. Fifth place, I think he got in the end. Powered by Trevor Lawrence. Trouble Hubbard put in a bit of a shift for him as well. Keenan Allen looking like a great buy this time of year. The worrying part here going into the playoffs really is Mark Andrews. Is he going to let you down? Is he going to let you down as you go into the final playoff weeks? Man, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it's not a great spot to be in. But the rest of your team is going to more than make up for it. You get Justin Fields back. You've still got Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Walker. I think you didn't play him this week, which is probably good. But yeah, he's overall nothing to sniff at. Mark, your roster deserved better, man, to be honest. Like, you should have really been in the playoffs. 5 and 9 is not a fair reflection. Hopefully you're swiftly out of the toilet bracket. The main game, or the first one part of the main games here, Jim handily put away Ed 132 points, and that's despite Tua shitting the bed. Yeah, 30 points from Jerick McKinnon out of nowhere. DK Metcalf, DJ Chark as well, put a shift, even Njoku, just shifts being put in all over the shop. 100 points as well is nothing to be sniffed at on Ed's side. Jared Goff, I think I told you to go out and stream him. Good choice, my man. But Travis Etienne has not been great for a long time, and Tyreek Hill can only do so much to drag your team forward. I would have expected probably more from Dallas as well, but yeah, what can you do? Jim got the point spread he needed to get ahead on points for from Skelly. So he did his part. He got his points down on the board. We'll come to Skell's game in a minute, but yeah. This is showing up a different order, but Jim, I predicted Ed to win, so Jim did me over there. Numbnuts in the Irrelevant Bowl, put Kinch away. This is a good preview for what might be our toilet bowl this year. We'll see, but being 120 points put up is not bad at all. Like, Connor's been doing fine recently. Thielen, it's a bit of a lie. Judy looking like a great pickup for you. So yeah, bit of a lie. I don't think this is reflective of what your roster really is. Then we had the other game. I didn't predict them to win though, so that was I'm so far 2-2. Sorry, 1-3. Oh wow. Skell got the job done against Damien in one of what must be the young man's nerviest game ever. Justin Herbert had an okay day. Jamar Chase back to form. Tyler Lockett, who's sneakily been amazing for you and is now dead, but that's a shame. Great result for Scully. This is the best fantasy season he's ever had, and he's in the playoffs for the first time. And he's got an all right team, to be honest. He's got Aaron Jones, he's got Cordell Patterson, Ayuk has now got no Debo in the way. There's some nice pieces here. And then on the other side, Damien went in needing 40 points? Yeah, 40-ish points. 45 points from Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. On the first play, Kyler Murray, it's like 6 plays in or something like that, Kyler Murray died. Just absolutely ruined. Yeah, pretty emblematic of the season, really. You could have been the fly in the ointment, but Skelton's curses were too strong, and he's come out and absolutely destroyed my team on the way through as well. Yeah, unfortunate for Damien, and even worse. Well, it probably helps you going into the Toilet Bowl playoffs, not being forced to put Kyler Murray in, and you've still got some good pieces here, which should hopefully see you safe. It's quite a strong field in the Toilet Bowl, to be honest. We'll get into that as we look. Then we had in the battle for first place, Nick versus Mike. Nick put on a great performance, put 140 points down, really setting the stall out for the playoffs. Mike's team's no slouch though. He comes back with 126 himself. So yeah, and he holds on to thanks to me beating Connor. He holds on to the bye week as well, so he doesn't have to play on the week where Mahomes is playing against Houston, which is like the worst matchup for QBs. Nick, on the other hand, RB2, he gets Jonathan Taylor back. This is a real Nick's team is a problem. He's my favourite to win it all for sure. So yeah, that was the selections there. So I got Nick right, I got Skell right, and I got Matt right. So going half and half is I went 4 and 2 I think because I got Num right as well. Num, Skell, Matt, and Nick. Yeah, okay, yeah, I did okay. But anyway, that led us these are the final standings that gave us. So Nick clear on top, 10 and 4. He'll tell you he's undefeated. Don't believe him. Yeah, and then we have 9 and 5, 3 teams, which ended up being Mike, me, and Connor. 2 teams on 8 and 6 were Matt and Skelton, and then 7 and 7, Jim, missing out thanks to Skelly getting the win. Otherwise, yeah, he would have made it on points for and just sniped that last spot. And then in the Pooh Bowl, yeah, we have Jim on 7 and 7, Ed on 6 and 8, Mark on 5 and 9, Damien 5 and 9, and then 2 teams on 4 and 10, Kinch and Numbnuts. So where does that leave us in terms of the bracketology? In the upper half, we have Connor versus Matt in round 1, and myself versus Skelly. And then it reseeds again, but the likelihood is like Nick is going to end up playing. Well, we'll get through to the predictions there, but I avoid Nick is the long and short of it. If I win, I avoid Nick. If Skelly wins, he gets Nick. So, yeah, quite interesting. Quite interesting. In the Pooh Bowl, round 1 to try and save themselves, we have Mark versus Ed, and we have Jim versus Damien. And then Kinch and Numbnuts only get 2 chances to save themselves from the toilet. Yeah, it's actually, like I say, it's quite a strong field. You know, it's like there's not terrible teams in there. I would probably put Numbnuts or Ed as my favorite to get it, only because of injuries and just like yeah, just general shitness of your teams. But like Jim barely missed out. Damien was hard charging. Without Kyler Murray in the lineup, like Damien's probably going to improve. Yeah, Mark's team, it deserves to be in the playoffs, let's be honest with Mark's team. I don't know how it's happened that he is where he is. So yeah, it's very, very spicy down there. We'll have a quick view of major transactions. There was nothing really before the week that mattered. Yeah, Mike White, well, Matt won handily anyway. Yeah, not really much to talk about there. Into waivers for this week. So big news in terms of my team. Ramondre Stevenson dead, Jeff Wilson dead, Deebo Samuel dead. On my bench, I've got David Montgomery. Well, let's get to the Week 15 matchup so it's easier to see. On the bench, we have, we have to bring in Brian Robinson. We've still got Ramondre, who's still not out. Just declare him out, man. So, yeah, we're in a real rough spot. In terms of where we're at with running backs. And I panicked a little bit and went in on Pierre Strong. And now it looks like Damian Harris is going to play. It looks like Ramondre might play. Yeah, it's it's pretty not ideal. If I have to start Pierre Strong in a playoff game, I'm going to be very fucking upset. But it's where we are. It's fine. Elijah Moore picked up by Ed. I think that's quite nice, but with Mike White being declared out, this kind of loses a little bit. Marlon Mack picked up by Kinch. He's brought his boy home. He's worth a Julio Jones, don't you all know? Skell picks up the Cleveland Browns defense, dropping Pittsburgh. I don't hate it. Like, they'll be going against, well, Carolina. Skell. That's a much better matchup. But yeah, I don't know. Pittsburgh got crap offense, so I don't really mind this. We'll look at it a bit more into when we do the predictions for these games. Yeah, Cam Akers being picked up by Matt Hall. Understandable, he doesn't want to start Kenneth Walker this week. He didn't start Kenneth Walker this week, so needs options around it. Cam Akers with probably third string running back, I don't really care. Dropping Trevor Lawrence for Mike White looks a bit silly now because Mike White has been declared out, and then yeah, you can tell a man's desperate when he's made like 4 moves in playoff week. Like, look at this. I had a bit of a switch around, grabbing Paris Campbell. This is Deebo Samuel cover. Yeah, we'll get into it when we get into the matchups. That's fine. Num adds the Jags defense. This is the move I should have made, getting Damian Harris in. Yeah, it's not ideal. Here, grabbing the Denver defense. So they're now going against Arizona, who are going to have Brett Ripien. Not Brett Ripien. Who have Arizona got at QB now? Yeah, who knows? Anyway, yeah, they'll be playing against some backup QB in Arizona, which is quite nice. A couple more waiver claims. So Damien grabs Trevor Lawrence. I like this Damien. He's perfectly fine to start. He's on the uptick. Honestly, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be like quite high draft capital next year, just in general, just the way he's finishing this year. He's slowly being fixed and having a nice team around him. So yeah, can't complain about that. Titans defense. No, Matt, this isn't the one. I'm fairly certain you've played the Titans defense those 2 weeks, and then Damien gets the Pittsburgh D. Yeah, that's good. Matt, moving kickers again. Look how many moves you're making, man. Nick picks up Jeff Wilson. I don't think this is a move you need to make, Nick, but I understand like. You don't. Well, you've got a bye week actually, so you can wait, see if he gets healthy for 2 weeks' time. You don't need it. Yeah, cool. Anyway, those are the transactions. You've got my predictions there, so you can see them. We will go into proper predictions. All right, let's go through these matchups real quick. So first one we have is myself versus Skelton. We're playing here for playoffs, so records don't matter. But predicted wise, I've got 115 versus 110 for Skelton. So the story here really is the amount of injuries that I've been ravaged with. Absolutely ravaged. Yeah, I lost my 2 starting running backs, and I lost Deebo Samuel. And then on top of that, like. So this is a bit confusing because all I keep hearing is it's probably going to snow and rain for the Buffalo game, and now this is telling me it's sunny. Like, I don't trust that at all. I think there's going to be some weather affecting the Buffalo game, which is not good for me. Having to start Brian Robinson going into playoffs because Monty's going against the Eagles. And then my other option is if Ramondre is declared out, I have to start Pierre Strong. What is life? What has happened to me? This is absolutely fucking awful. But I've still got a pretty strong team. I'm relying heavily on the Allen Diggs stack, so if that's a weather game, I'm fucked. I'm properly fucked. But I do like everything else. I've got Olave. Gallup is pretty nice in Dallas. Like, if Dallas, the offense gets firing, like if they drop 50 points again, he's going to have a couple of touchdowns. Evan Engram in at tight end. I'm probably going to change off of that, to be honest, to see what's available. I was hoping Dallas Goedert would come back for this week if I'd just slide him in. And then, yeah, quite a shrewd pickup for me of... maybe I'll move off of the Detroit kicker. The Jets defense is good, but Denver against Arizona, I really like this matchup. Arizona having to travel with a backup QB. It'll be a slow and low scoring game. On the other side, Skell has got Herbert. Quite like, you know. Uh, yeah, yeah, he'll be fine because he's got all his weapons back, so that's going to be quite nice. The real power here, and it started with Tyler Lockett. Yeah, he had a bit of a down game because he broke his finger, but the real power here is Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Them wide receivers are fucking scary, absolutely terrifying. I can absolutely, yeah, they're going to kick my ass completely, especially Jamar Chase. Tyler Boyd's out. T Higgins is injured. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for me. Running backs wise, I'm not sure. It takes a lot of balls, but and I'm being honest here, Scal. I don't. This isn't me trying to game playoff betterments for me. I would be very, very tempted to put Cordarrelle Patterson in over Aaron Jones. The Rams defense is still pretty good. Cordarrelle against New Orleans, like they have a rookie QB, and they're going to protect that rookie QB by doing short passes and dump offs. That's my gut feeling. I can very much see Green Bay struggling in general against the Rams and just not many points being scored, which means Aaron Jones will have a bad day. That's my gut feel. But all that being said, I've got to back myself purely because it's a playoffs, man. You absolutely always have to back yourself. Next up, we have Matt versus Connor. So Matt's team is one of the scariest teams to play against going into these playoffs, and it's really powered by. He's slightly predicted a favorite here, 118 to 113. It's powered by. It's great this matchup because there's so many people playing each other on opposite sides of the ball. So you have AJ Brown on one side, Devontae Smith on the other. You've got Justin Fields on one side. You've got Jalen Hurts on the other. You know, it's just so good. Even worse, right? Matt's playing Justin Fields at QB, and his defense is the Philadelphia defense. You've got Mark and it's brilliant. There's just so many things where it all meshes together, and it's just it's going to be one messy, horrible way. Where I don't like even here. Like you've got Nick Chubb going against the Baltimore defense as well. This is going to be absolutely wild because you'll be sat there celebrating Nick Chubb's touchdown, and your Baltimore defense will lose 4 points. Like, this is wild, absolutely fucking wild. Anyway, in terms of specifics, I like the QB for Connor more, Jalen Hurts against Chicago. Even though it's away, he'll do enough in the first half running where he'll probably get over his projection. Justin Fields, like this is probably his toughest test in terms of defense. I mean, maybe he played the Cowboys already. No, he hasn't yet, has he? Oh, he did. Yeah, okay. He did okay against them, I guess. But I think Jalen Hurts will have the better output. I love putting in Zeke over Swift. That is a great choice. Jacksonville defense is not that good. Zeke's pretty much guaranteed a touchdown here. Nick Chubb, he's your danger play. Not sure how I feel about it. On the other side, Matt, yeah, you've probably made the right choice in dropping Kenneth Walker. The real question is, are you going to have the balls to put in Damian Harris over Cam Akers? Because I don't think Ramondre is going to play, and I think that means Damian Harris is going to get a lot of work. So yeah, I would be putting him in over Cam Akers, even though on paper Cam Akers might be in a better scenario. Saquon Barkley up against tough defense. I'm not sure I like that matchup, but he's Saquon. You're going to leave him in. And then the real spice in Matt's team are these receivers, man. AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, and Keenan Allen. Holy shit! Like Keenan Allen is going to be absolutely awesome. Devontae Adams, even against New England, like I'm sure Bill Belichick's going to be scheming like crazy, but Devontae Adams is going to have a monster game. And then it just comes down to who's catching the passes, AJ Brown or Devonta Smith. If Dallas Goedert stays out, I probably like Smith to be on par with him at least. Connor really starts to struggle if T Higgins drops out here, so then you're relying on Alec Pierce, oh god, Drake London, oh god. It starts to get rough, but I might be looking to make that shift anyway. Like he hit the worst thing that can happen. I mean, he's still listed as questionable. He says he's practiced fully, but did he really? The worst thing that can happen is this: he goes in for one play, does his hammy again, gives you a goose, man. Yeah, it's rough. But yeah, I'm going with Matt in this one. I think despite Jalen Hurts having the better matchup and making some smart plays with Zeke and with Zeke going in, I just think like you'll get enough balance between Justin Fields probably reaching 20-25 points and the Eagles having a good day on defense, and then these receivers are just monsters. So yeah. To our Pooh Ball bracket, the Pooh Ball. Yeah, Mark, in the Thursday Night Football game, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Jason Myers, yeah, they put up some points already. So the George Kittle plays were basically two broken long touchdowns where Seattle just bottled it. McCaffrey had his biggest day on offense in terms of work-wise. It's kind of put a nail into this one already, but anything's possible. Ed, don't go back to the Deshaun Watson shot. The Deshaun Watson bucket, shall we say, the Deshaun Watson well. Jared Goff was perfectly fine, man. Why did you drop him? That Jared Goff is like, he's gonna have a great day again. He was the one. He was the one. Like, this is not the answer. You're not keeping him. He's not very good. I would have dropped Tom Brady for Jared Goff at this point. Brady's not doing anything for you on this roster. That's not the play. Not the play at all. Anyway, what path is there for you to come back here? Well, QB, fine. Maybe Deshaun Watson captures his old form and runs some in tonight. Maybe, probably not. Leonard Fournette will probably have a good game against Cincinnati, though. Travis Etienne, terrible matchup. You need him to really overcome the odds there. And then receivers wise, Elijah Moore, it's a shame. I would probably, honestly, sounds bad. Yeah, I'd go Pickens over Moore now for sure with Mike White out. I do not trust fucking Wilson, whatever his name was. Anyway, but Tyreek Hill against Buffalo, if it is not a weather affected game, that could be a shootout. And then you've got Greg Dulcich in quite a nice matchup. Arizona love to give points away to the tight end. Plus, Russell Wilson's not there as well. So, yeah, Greg Dulcich might have a monster game. Dallas defense is always pretty spicy as well. So, yeah, I quite like that. I don't think it'll be enough to overcome what Mark's already done, but I think it might be. I think I can see you going over the 100-point mark there and laying a good foundation for next week. Just get rid of Deshaun Watson, man. He's not the answer. Not the answer at all. And then our final matchup to save themselves from the Pooh Bowl, we have Jim facing off against Damien. So Jim picked up, Damien picked up Trevor Lawrence and put him in. I quite like it. It's not a great matchup, but he's probably the best option that you had. You would have really been hoping here for Jacoby Myers to be healthy and playing and stuff like that because DJ Moore, man, dude, gross, so gross. But I quite like what Damien's team is gonna do here. But I just think there's too much going on with Jim's team, you know, like Damien's team. Okay, Josh Jacobs, the New England defense is pretty good. Trevor Lawrence, he's got a bad matchup against the Dallas defense, you know. Yeah, DJ Moore, yeah, he's just got such a shit QB. I don't see that being great. DeAndre Hopkins at Denver, going away to Denver with a backup QB. I don't think he reaches that 12. Najee Harris at Carolina, yeah, he'll do okay. I think it's bad matchups. I think it's bad matchups for Damien here. On the other side, what is it with you and random rookie QBs, Jim? Like, what's wrong with you? Fucking hell. But you have got Tua in against Buffalo. I think this was a huge shootout last time he played, right? Yeah, 40 points against Buffalo. I remember that. It was like the fourth quarter and he just kept dropping bombs to Tyreek. I hope that happens again. I hope it's lovely weather and that happens again and it's a shootout and Josh Allen has to keep throwing huge bombs to Stephon Diggs to win the game. Then you have Alvin Kamara. Lovely matchup against Atlanta. Jarrett McKinnon. I think, yeah, that's a good matchup against Houston, but I think it's like going to be as much Pacheco as McKinnon. So hopefully he scores one early for you. Jalen Waddle against Buffalo. Yep, again, if that's a shootout, lovely matchup. DJ Chark. This is bad. This is not a great matchup for you. Yeah, I wouldn't play Carter actually. There might be someone better on waivers for you, but yeah, I don't really like the Jet. The Jets defense is too good to really do this. Um, anyway, Njoku, great tight end. You've got the best kicker, and you've already had some nice points from your defense as well. So yeah, I think it's just you've got some nice matchups, and I just think it's too rough for Damien to overcome. So yeah, that's who I think is everyone's going to win. That's who I think is going to win, which would give us some quite spicy matches in round two. But it's playoff weekend, anything is possible. Maybe you will get a Christmas miracle. We'll have a quick look. Okay, so first of all, Ed, get Jared Goff back in, man. Get him back in, ride in the flames. No, I would have probably said like Purdy's a better play. I would have been, yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Looking at this, like, I would be tempted with Jared Goff. I'd be tempted with Rodgers, but yeah, you might. That's gross. Wide receivers wise as well. DJ Chark being started. Chris Moore is a lovely start. If I can get him on my roster now, I might try and do that. Potentially over Michael Gallup. Oh, I can't do it. I just don't have the room. I prefer Paris Campbell. So yeah, okay. But Chris Moore, if you're missing, what's his face? Brandon Cooks, and they had another one as well who's a bit shit. But yeah, if those guys are missing, then Chris Moore's like the last receiver standing in Houston. Someone's got to catch ball. They're against KC. It's going to be a shootout. So yeah, why not stick him in? You've got a couple of dart throws here that you can put in as well, but nothing hugely worth talking about, to be honest, beyond the usual. Running backs, again, you know what? I'm just gonna make this move now, live on stream. Sorry, Pierre Strong. I've got to add Chuba. I'm going to play Chuba. I don't want to gamble on those points. I'm going to put Chuba in against Pittsburgh. Um, yeah, if Ramondre's out, Chuba's going in. Ah, God, imagine that in the fucking fantasy playoffs. I'm playing Chuba Hubbard. Oh, what is real life? Fuck. Anyway, tight ends. So there's not many great options here. On Yahoo, you can actually play Jeff Driscoll in your tight end spot, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, but you can't do that here. I think everyone's pretty okay at tight end. There's no major changes. Maybe me for Evan Engram. I might go with like Jordan Akins because like again he's like last man standing in Houston. Maybe I'll put him in, but it's not really worth worrying about too much. Yeah, kickers, don't care. Defenses, I think everyone's on a pretty good one. You can potentially go with the Raiders versus New England because New England offense is pretty crap, especially if Ramondre's not going to be there and Jacoby Myers is going to be missing, so they're missing quite a few guys. New Orleans are going against a rookie QB, which is always quite nice. And then, yeah, like Pittsburgh have been pretty crap on offense. Denver have got a backup QB in. A couple of good options there, really. For the people on bye weeks who want to start thinking ahead, there are like this is the Rams against Denver. Denver traveling away, no Russell Wilson, bad offense anyway. Like that might be worth a little stash if you got the room. Yeah, but other than that, like most good defenses are stashed already. Looks like you've all been playing the game properly. Well done. Anyway, that's the matchups. That's a quick look at waivers. Live move made on air, which I'm very not happy about, but we are where we are. Best of luck in the playoffs. The repeat campaign is on track. We are here and we are going to keep the belt for another year. And I'd say there's nothing you can do to stop me, but the fantasy gods are doing everything possible to stop me. Just remember, if you lose, it's because of you. Not because of luck. It's because of you. Unless I lose, in which case it is the fantasy gods denying me. Anyway, peace.